Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back to some EVE Online, and in today's video I am doing a first test of a ship that I want to prepare for the Abyss. So for the new content, and it's a Zealot, so it's a Tech 2 cruiser that's armor tanked with lasers. I personally think that we will need different cruisers for the different types of dungeons that we can encounter. Of course, I may be jumping the gun just a little bit, but I want to be as ready as possible, and I want some ideas and some fits ready when that content comes out on a CC. So I really think that you'll have some very hard counters to missile ships and to drone boats, and so my idea here is to have a nicely strong brick tank with a different weapon system, which is the lasers, of course. So let's take this one in a Sasha watch. I scan this puppy down, and now I am here to try and run it in this specific ship. So let's first of all head out a little bit, grab some targets, and let's see if we can do some damage. We're just gonna use the standard M at the moment. That's basically up to 40 kilometers optimal range, 51 kilometers fall off, so that should be absolutely fine to hit most of this stuff. We can maybe slow it down a little bit as well. Let's see if these guys catch up to me. I also ran the ship in a couple anomalies just to see how it performs there. And I must say, if stuff gets within 10 kilometers, I can't always hit them all too well. So let's go after that patroller here. Let's see if we can still hit that guy. He's coming a little bit close. We'll start to really have a problem tracking him. So that is something that I need to figure out a little bit later, but let's also, right, if they're at the right distance, I can one-shot some of these guys as well. Let's go after a battery over here again. Try to pull some distance away from this guy, which we slowly can, so that's good. And just try to keep doing a little bit of damage here. Oh, we should have kept that one, then we'll try to finish that patroller next. So there we go. Let's blap on that guy. Good. Start targeting some more stuff. And let's see if we can hit that frigate. Is Sinti Manslayer? Yeah, that's a pretty good hit. Next up we've got a Juggernaut. And they are slowly doing some shield damage, but it's also pretty obvious that I can kite quite a lot of it. Let's zoom out a little bit, take a look at the room here. Maybe we'll try and pass along these missile batteries over there as the cruiser dies. Good to see that we can pretty reliably take that one out. Another frigate next. Well, let's see if we can hit this battery at 45 kilometers a little bit. So targets painter, it was basically a fitting choice here because I am decently limited when it comes to my fitting capabilities on this ship. I'm also not going to share the fit here just yet. I feel like I want to experiment a little bit first before I actually start putting up fits for what I think will work in the Abyss and stuff like that. So that's a Butcher. He takes a couple beams. We in fact also miss him completely at 20 kilometers. So that's not really that great. But let's start going after that battery at 40 kilometers. Misses completely again. It's not very reliable. I think if you get stuff like tracking disruptions, you will start to suffer a lot more from this. And we should really, I think, start to pull away again, because 10 kilometers nearest enemy is not that great. We actually have some damage that starts to come in as well. The adaptive here, or the reactive armor hardener, really just a choice because of the Abyss, right? Drifters, you'll need omni damage for that, so that's what I'm counting on. And why the hell am I not even hitting that battery? 40 kilometers should be absolutely fine. But I can't land a hit anymore. Alright, I'll need to learn to fly this ship, it seems. Let's see if we can hit this guy. Nope. Maybe with the... Nope. And is it because... Yeah, there you go. Tracking disruption from the Centum Beast is actually messing with my ability to hit some of these targets. That's not good news. Alright, let's get rid of some of this then. And let's get started again. So what we'll need to learn here is basically how to fly this ship. I think it will have its niche. It will do what it needs to do at some point. And so it's Centum Beasts that are actually tracking, disrupting me. So let's target him. One quick armor rep. And there we go. So we now know what we need to prioritize. Can I hit this at 60 kilometers? That's a no. Can I hit this guy next? Like that. Yes, now we do finally get into some better damage. That's nice. This guy at 40 should be pretty close to my optimal. Let's take a look at that. Centum Beast. Before he tracking disrupts me again. Those are good hits. 600, yeah, not bad. On armor. And here we've got a Centus Slave Commander. So the lesson here will be tracking disruption will be a problem. And basically practice your flying skills a little bit so that you'll learn what the optimals are and how to get in range of everything that you need to destroy effectively. Interesting start. Let's see here at 45 kilometers. Can I hit this? That sounded an awful lot like the acceleration gate. So, because I got the commander. Right, that makes sense. Okay, let's see what we can do in the second room, which I think is actually a real challenge for Essential Watch. I thought that there was lots of cruisers, lots of ships, and so we'll need to try and do this the right way, basically. As we try to take out that Juggernaut, he does fall. Can we finally kill that one? Yes, we can. Good. Point defense is next. So, okay, took a little bit of time, took some getting used to, but we are basically in control. They never really threatened my tank, which I would say is the good news here. So next we are approaching this. Let's see if I can still hit this Enslaver. I think if they follow you in a straight line, you'll get some good hits in. Can I still kill the Butcher? He's got good resistances, it seems. So he actually is in structure. One more hit. He actually blows up. There we go. All the enemy ships have been exploded. Good. Another thing, of course, that you can also do is to put in different types of ammo. For instance, when they are closer range like this. Let's do it. Let's put in some multi-frequency. Let's also retreat a little bit. And now let's see if we can hit these guys at like 30 kilometers. Definitely want the afterburner up. Want to target this guy. 20 kilometers. Ooh, let's start repping a bit as well. Nope, not hitting that horror at all because of all of the tracking disruption. That's a lot of tracking disruption. I may need to to get the hell out of here, actually. Let's see what else I've got that could help out. What does the Aurora? It's take 2. Does that help with tracking? What's my optimal with this? 23 kilometers. Okay, I did just land a nice hit here. So that's the horror down. Let's see how we handle a Juggernaut. Okay, the tanking seems to be alright. And so now we'll need to try and take these nearby enemies and slowly work on these guys. Alright, you are down, that's good. It is 2% damaged. That's pretty decent. Nice 2-shot there. Let's target this guy. Let's see if we can take care of you. Okay. Interesting. Definitely a challenge here. This second room already. Can we hit that Senti Plague? The tracking disruption is too strong at the moment. Very interesting. Let's switch to the Slaughterer. Would there be a mid slot that could help against this? I'm not sure. Small little hit on the slaughterer. That's a better one. And here is a true Sancha that's actually chasing after me. Interesting. Interesting choice. He's gunning for me. Let's see if we can take care of the slaughterer first. Looks like we will. And then let's see if we can do this. Quick rep. Keep the afterburner going. And I guess we can try to fly in that direction next. He is taking some hits. Alright, he is down. Let's swoop in, see if we can grab that loot while trying to take care of some of these nearby enemies. Ooh, that one did just get wrecked quite hard. Can we also kill this guy? Doesn't look like it. We'll switch to Gleam, I think, is like the really close range stuff. So Gleam it is. Full damage. Go, go, go. Try and grab that loot. It is a true Sancha ship. Ooh, nice. 6 kilometers and still hitting. I'd call that a success, actually. Okay, you are next. Taking a bit of damage here, so let's start repping. And then we'll try to pull away again from all of these problems. You're down. Nothing too special in loot here. Pull away. Can we hit these frigates at 10 kilometers with Gleam? We can hit them, just not very well. So this again also doesn't bode too well when we're dealing with rogue drones, for instance. They tend to be pretty small guys as well. And as you can see here, these small frigates, they just don't go down. One advantage, my tank is holding quite nicely here so far. So we are pulling out of the problem zone. Let's see if I can grab one of these destroyers, for instance. What does that butcher do? At 10 kilometers. Hit it. Nope. Missing. Nothing true Sancha here anymore. That's unfortunate. So yeah, that's annoying. Let's see how we can go after the cannibal. That's a better hit. So destroyers are okay. The tiny little frigates are potentially a real problem. As long as they keep tracking disrupting me. Well, now they don't. So let's put the standard back in. So that we have a bit better range. Standard is next. Let's see if we can hit this guy like this. Yeah, alright. That worked quite nicely. You'll be next. That's a good hit on a butcher. Alright, Plague next. Let's see if we can still hit that guy at 30. We can stop the repping. You're next. That's good. That's actually really good. I think this will showcase the big difference. If you are in a dungeon or a room or something like that where there's lots of tracking disruption, you are going to get into a lot of trouble. But if that's not the counter that is chosen by the NPCs, you can see here at 35 kilometers, they can't hit me. I can just lazily fly around them and I can snipe them off at a really good distance. If I'm not mistaken, the room would be like 75 kilometers across, so really not that big. This ship can potentially just wreck anything that comes in range. So we'll have to see, of course, in an actual test on CC, for instance, to see how well or how badly this performs. But it's in line with my expectation, basically, that you will need different ships for the different types of dungeons, and that this will have a place. Now that I'm tracking disrupted again, I'm not gonna hit those guys. Can I hit a destroyer though? That should be possible. Yeah, so it is going to be very situational, and I personally do think that there will be room for something like this ship amongst the good ships for the new dungeon. So with even more tracking disruption, we are going to start to reprioritize some cruisers. A little bit of armor damage. But really, with that resistance the way it is now, I do feel like especially a tier 1 should be possible. Alright, very good lesson here. We immediately encounter the bane of this ship, of the Zealot, which is gonna be stuff like tracking disruption. On the other hand, with a bit of manual flying and a little bit of practice, I think that this can become a really good ship for the Abyss. So let's finish this room. Let's keep going. If they land their tracking disruption, you can clearly see that we are in a bit more trouble, which is what they're doing right now. I'm actually going to start flying towards these turrets then, to also add them in the mix. And this will be the name of the game, I think, as well. Avoid the damage. Make sure that you can guide around the enemy a little bit. And then when the disruption is off, that's when you strike. And you try to then, come on, hit it. Yeah, grab some of the smaller targets. Not perfect, won't be easy, but I do like the fact that my tank is basically not budging at all in all of this. So you at 14, next. Like that. It's pretty good. 10 kilometers for, well, 14 should be doable. There we go. Send your horror. Blop, you are down. And then actually the further away we go, the closer we get to like 30-40 kilometers, the better the hits are going to be. So that guy 24 should be really good. These guys, I don't think that they'll catch up. So let's actually deactivate the afterburner for a little bit. And look at that. That's when the one-shots come out. And that's when we can do some nice damage on these cruisers as well. Now we'll slowly head towards these light missile batteries. We'll need to learn this. Just keep an eye on their range. They're still not coming closer, so we could conceivably even slow down more. But I think we'll be okay now. Half the armor gone in a shot. Even more armor gone. And this is despite the active tracking that they're doing. Let's see if we can actually spot who is doing that. Another Sentient Beast. Should be this one. Interesting first test, I must say. I'm already liking it in the sense that if this tank is really threatened in a room that's half decent for it, then we are talking super difficult content. So some of it should be quite accessible, I feel, for this ship specifically. There we go, another beast down. If they're not tracking disrupting me, the damage is quite real. And look at the tank, something that I would have loved to see on some of my shield ships, but we're just not taking any damage. Quick burst, and the Gila does take quite a bit more damage from time to time than what we're seeing here in the armor. It's hardly moving at all. Disadvantage of armor, of course, you do want some active tanking on that, I think. You can't go full passive because eventually they'll shoot through your armor HP, of course. But next Sentient Beast going down, and then there's still one at 44 kilometers back then. We'll actually start to move back in their direction, I think. Target the rests. That's better. That's better. 20-30 kilometers. That's really good. I am liking it. I think that this is definitely a fit that, while far from perfect, I want to copy on CC and have this as like one of my first chips into one of those abyssal dead space buckets. Take care of the final 2 batteries, then we'll take care of the final 2 cruisers, and that will be a successful Sancha watch. Not great when it comes to the loot, but definitely a good test for this ship that I intend to use in the Abyss. Thank you very much for watching, guys. and I'll see you all next time.